My name is Liz Fowle and I'm a Specialist Prosecutor at the Crown Prosecution Service. Today, 7 men who groomed and raped 2 vulnerable teenage girls in Rochdale and the surrounding area 2 decades ago have been sentenced. At the centre of this case are 2 victims who as children were repeatedly abused, passed around and discarded by men who cruelly preyed on their vulnerabilities and exploited their difficult circumstances for their own gratification. I would like to take this opportunity to thank both victims who have shown an enormous amount of strength and dignity throughout what has been a lengthy and challenging legal process. Their determination to see justice done has been fundamental to securing these convictions. The impact of child sexual abuse extends far beyond the immediate offending. Both women not only gave evidence during the trial, but have assisted the court further by providing victim personal statements describing in tragic detail the trauma they have carried for decades and the impact this offending has had on all parts of their lives. None of the defendants have shown the slightest remorse for what they have put the survivors through. By maintaining their denials and refusing to accept responsibility, they force these brave women to relive the abuse they suffered at their hands over a 5-month trial. Our organised child sexual abuse unit, in collaboration with Greater Manchester Police, was able to use extensive evidence to build a comprehensive picture of their offending to present to the jury, who found them guilty and delivered the justice these women deserved. All children have the right to be safe and protected. I hope the outcome of this case will encourage anyone who may be in a similar position to come forward to report their abuse to the police, knowing that we can prosecute where there's sufficient evidence and we will do everything to support them through the process. Thank you.
I'm Investigative Support Officer Ruth Spencer and I support the survivors in Operation Lytton for GMP's CSE Major Investigations team. I'm reading these statements on behalf of the 2 victims who have bravely supported this case. Girl A. My childhood was taken away from me by these men. I should have been out with friends, playing in parks and being innocent, hanging around on the streets, enjoying my childhood and creating memories I would be able to cherish and look back at as an adult. However, my life was far from that due to these men. Instead, it was based on being taken to addresses by men, being plied with alcohol and drugs, raped and then being made to feel worthless by a hurl of humiliating and degrading comments directed at me. I mean nothing to these men. They used me for their advantage only. Over the last 10 years, when I finally plucked up the courage to approach the police and disclose the abuse I suffered, it has been an absolute emotional roller coaster for me. I have provided about 40 video interviews, having to speak out about what I was subjected to, talking about it out loud and explaining it in detail. This was mentally draining on me. I had so many emotions going on. This case has been a big personal commitment for me. It has taken a long time. I fully understand the reasons why it's taken so long, and it upsets me to read negative comments on social media in regards to the police taking their time. The public do not understand the lengths the police have had to go to with the information I have provided to them. This has been and still is consuming my life. I hope that one day I will be able to move forward with my life. The jury, finding these 5 men guilty, I hope is going to help me take another step forward to get my life back, as I have already lost my childhood to these men. And now, because of the case, I'm losing part of my adult life, continually revisiting the abuse of my childhood. Girl B. I have felt shame and guilt all my life for what these men did. I still suffer with social anxiety. I am unable to trust anyone and I cannot take people at face value. I have no expectations of anyone. My life has been on hold for the last 20 years. I have never been able to move on from the abuse, and this has not just impacted my life and what I could have achieved, but also my children's lives. They have become victims of these men too. This whole process has been the most positive thing I have ever done. Standing in the courtroom and being able to have my own voice was the hardest thing I've ever been through, but the best experience. I was able to tell my truth, and I now know that my voice matters because I was believed. Before the CSE team came to me, I had no faith in the police, but meeting someone who believed and understood everything meant I could trust for the first time. It is important to know that the team who have worked on my case have been amazing. I want these victims to know that if they feel ready to deal with what happened to them, they shouldn't wait. It doesn't matter how much time has gone by, it is still possible to get justice. I want to thank the CPS court team and most importantly the jury. The day I watched the verdicts changed my life. I instantly had a massive weight lifted off me and I now feel that I can live my life. I do not need to feel ashamed and I have already started that process.
What's